alone that sort of compounds the feelings. But if you can look at this one objectively, this is two teams in a bad run of form. I think we both picked up 15 points. Is it something?
Yeah.
However many. They're both on a terrible run. Liverpool, even so, have still got, I think, the second best home record in the league. And that's going to turn around at some stage. There's an air of inevitability about that, and it'll probably be tonight, let's be honest. But if we do look at it objectively, the problems they've got and the problems they've had, and I think we spoke about this in the week, the way we played against teams like Leeds away, we need to use that as our blueprint, because we always think a team like Liverpool, that's kryptonite to us because they just hammer you from the start and we can't take it. And we showed we've got a way of countering that. And we just need to be on from the start, don't we? And just sort of have belief in ourselves. One of the criticisms, I think Ancelotti's aimed this at them as well, and it was evident at Old Trafford. First half, they didn't believe in themselves. And you can't get the feeling that as soon as something goes against this team, the self-belief just drops. And it takes something mad like the quick 2 goals at Old Trafford to pick it back up. I think in this game, we can't afford that because we saw it good. So they're going to fly up the traps at us. And if they build up a head of steam, it can easily derail us. So I think we've got to go into this with a little bit of self-belief. It's our job to worry about it, their job to do something about it, isn't it?
Yeah, it's just... I think if Everton are going to get something today, they need to use the ball a lot better than they have done in other games against the better sides this year. I think if you give Liverpool as much as the ball as we gave Arsenal, Chelsea, even maybe Leicester, then it's not going to be a positive result for us, because we will... they've just got better players. They've got 2 really good attacking fullbacks. They've got 3 elite forwards. They've got a few issues of centre-back. They've got a few issues in midfield. The goalie's a bit, not confident, granted. But those 5 players, the 2 fullbacks and the 3 forwards, will punish you if you don't recycle the ball well enough and you're not defensively switched on. And you're right, that Leeds game is the blueprint. And I think that night, we had Gomez at his best, who can hold the ball and move it on. We had Sigurdsson doing a decent role, albeit he's been extremely hit and miss since. But crucially, we had Calvert-Lewin up front as well, mate. And although that night, he got a bit of stick, didn't he, actually, before he scored his goal, because he missed the chance and should have played Richarlison in. But he was a great focal point for that. And, may as well tell people now the rumours were hearing is that he's going to be on the bench for this, which is, wouldn't be ideal in that sense. We'll give Richarlison a lot of work to do. But, he's, I think in games like Fulham and maybe City, maybe not City as much, but Fulham, where people say, they missed Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I don't think it was really the case against Fulham, because our build-up play was just shambolic and we want to be able to get the ball to him anyway in decent areas. But against City and against Liverpool, where you need that outlet and where they push people forward and you've got those, one-on-one or one-on-two battles, he's so good at coming out on top in them and giving you that outlet up top. So if he's not starting, it would be a massive loss. And, hopefully we can bring him on at some point when we're still in the game. But it would also put a lot of emphasis on someone like Richarlison, or dare I even say it, Gylfi Sigurdsson playing as the centre forward today. But we've got 2 minutes until the team news comes out. But we'll have to wait and see. Hopefully the rumours are bollocks and Dom is starting and we can get stuck into these straight away. Because if he's not in the starting 11, then I think that is an enormous miss for us from the off in this one.
Well, there's also talk about Alan coming back into the team. I'm not convinced he should start after such a long layoff. I think last time he was out, he took a few games to get back up to speed, didn't he? And I just think throwing him straight in for this one might be a little bit too much to ask. I mean, he's a quality player, so, he might just be able to take it in his stride, but it does seem like a bit of a big gamble to me. If we do that, I can see him being on the bench, and I don't think it'd have as much of an issue. Do you reckon it's a big game for Tom Davies, this?
Yeah, if he plays, mate. If he's in the side, I mean, we could all be surprised, couldn't we? And just quickly refreshing Twitter and try to talk at the same time now, because I want to see the team. I think Chico's done a Jarg Liverpool team, which is ideal. But just waiting for the Everton one. It's not out yet. But Tom, I think we all go on.
Oh, I think there's, isn't it?
I think that's the Jarg Chico Azul one that you may have fallen for. You may have fallen for there, but from Everton's point of view, so I think Tom should play. He should be involved in this from the off. I think he's been one of our best central midfielders recently. And like I said about Alan, there's no real need to rush him back. If you can get him, Decore, and Alan in the team, then that is ideal. But it is 4:30 now, so we should have a team.
It's been like a really painful down to team news, this, hasn't it?
Maybe even the club itself have decided not to bother putting the team out. Just
Satan's Lounge Band is their team.
Satan's Lounge Band.
Alisson, Alexander-Arnold, Kabak, Henderson, Robertson, Wijnaldum, Jones, Thiago, Mane, Salah, Firmino. Still a decent side, no matter what you say about that, isn't it?
Yeah, it is. Do you want to hear ours?
I would love to.
So it is Jordan Pickford in goal, which is interesting.
Very.
Coleman, Holgate, Keane, Godfrey, assuming you're back four. Digne, you'd imagine on the left. Decore, Gomez, Davis is your midfield three. Rodriguez on the right. And Richarlison up front. Calvert-Lewin, Sigurdsson, Alan, etc. on the bench.
King, Bernard, Iwobi.
So,
I think we look a lot worse when we've not got Iwobi on the pitch, to be honest.
I think in these games he does offer something, but it's just a massive blow. The Dom's not starting, isn't it? That's really quite, I think I was sort of pinning my hopes on the fact that he'd be back in the team today and would have a good game, potentially get us over the line, but that is difficult.
It's a boost for them as well.
Yeah, it is. Yeah, I mean, I know we say this every time we name 3 centre backs, but maybe this is the day we do go 5-3-1-1, perhaps.
I think that could be 5 at the back today, to be honest.
Which is, it's not really worked for us. I mean, if you're watching us, let us know what you think about that team. We've got Michael Blakey. We're going to have a surprise Michael Branch style starter. Probably not, mate. CG says do not like that at all. But yeah, I mean, the manager will have had a look at Dom, Lundy, and Alan in training this week, and potentially thought that they're not quite ready for it. But
yeah, and I know 5 at the back hasn't worked, but that does look very much like 5 at the back to me. It would make sense with Coleman and Dean playing out wide.
Yeah,
gone for that solid. Like, we can't go for all centre backs, obviously, because one of them's out. But he could have gone for 3 centre backs and Luca Dean. But the fact that Coleman's in there kind of suggests that could be a back 3. Because I just think there'd be a real lack of balance then, wouldn't there?
So you'd be Holgate centre back then, wouldn't it? And Godfrey left back.
Yeah.
And then Dean you push forward. But then, but their team is pretty, I think they're unchanged from midweek. So Alisson, Alexander-Arnold, Kabak, Henderson, Robertson, Wijnaldum, Jones, Thiago, Mane, Salah, Firmino. So, pretty much what you'd expect from them. But they haven't really got a ton on the bench. I mean, Shaqiri could come on. Kate is back on the bench for them. Oxlade-Chamberlain. Yeah. Origi, of course, bloody hell. I'm sure he'll turn into prime Pele when he gets on the pitch tonight, yeah.
That's the thing, isn't it? As shit as that bench is for them, you've got Shaqiri and Origi, who always cause us stick. Always cause us hassle, the pair of them.
Yeah. But yeah, I do think that might be 5 at the back tonight for us. And I'm a bit worried about that because we've not played it for ages.
We said at the time, it's not, last time we played it, it's not a formation you can just kind of drop players in and out of. It's something that needs working on. And they wouldn't have had much time to work on this because it obviously wasn't the plan for City to do that.
And it can leave your wing backs exposed, can't it, defensively? Yeah. And I think they need to be athletes. And as much as, Luca Dean's got his strengths, obviously, Seamus Coleman's got experience. You wouldn't describe either of them as athletes, would you? But it could be Godfrey dropping in there. Well, we'll have to wait and see. But
I think I think the one sort of positive point, if it is a 5 at the back, it's a 3 in midfield. And the big problem we had last time when we played 5 at the back, we were playing 2, and just too much space for 2 fellas to sort out between themselves. And we saw it against Burnley, didn't we? They were tripping over each other. They didn't really know where to go. They weren't covering the space. And I think if you've got 3 of them in there, that's still that sort of midfield structure that they all understand. So,
yeah. But yeah, what I don't know. Yeah, there's just comments here saying, let's have a look at this. Connor Edwards, surely fit enough for the bench means fit enough to start. Single nod saying it's not going to be fun. Stephen Sheehan, don't like that Dom isn't starting, would want Iwobi on. If it's 5 at the back, makes me worry big time. Chris Hammond, I like Dina on the wing in front of Godfrey. Live a vid, I can see Calvert-Lewin coming off the bench. Yeah, he's going to have to at some point, mate. We need to get him on. Laser MTB saying that team is brutal. I'm usually an optimist, but that's shite. Jake Jones, I haven't got a good feeling. JJ, they're going to smash us 4-0. So the Everton community is feeling extremely positive about this game, despite the fact it's mad, isn't it? We haven't lost an away game since November the 1st, and everyone's losing the plot. But yeah, he does love just changing things up, doesn't he, Carlo? He's not really one for settling on a setup and sort of taking it from there, is he?
No, not at all. Which I don't know. I suppose the clubs he's managed that you can probably do that when you've got 11 brilliant footballers to choose from. You can kind of play anywhere. But with our players, the majority of them are limited to the positions that they prefer. Take them out of that comfort zone, and they're nothing. Like you look at Sigurdsson, he can play that role, that number 10 role, and he can play it well. Drop him deeper into midfield, and he vanishes.
Yeah, I'm surprised that he's not playing tonight.
I'm very surprised, actually. Yeah, I'm actually surprised Coleman is. It's not like him to play an Anfield derby, is it?
That is true. He has played one recently, hasn't he? I think.
Yeah, but it's few and far between, isn't it?
Typically, he's cursed, isn't he? In them,
yeah, completely. So do some score predictions.
Oh yeah, people who are commenting and give us your score predictions. I mean, go full optimist and tell us. I mean, even if that's still a 1-0 defeat, then tell us.
Okay. So the best I've got is the most optimistic Kate 2-1 to the Toffees.
Why right, Kate?
Well, no, might as well. Jack said 3-0 to the Manson family, and Diaz said 2-0 to Rugged Island.
And Mark Mosey said 4-1 as well.
4-1
to them.
What do you reckon?
I've been saying 1-1 all week, but that was on the basis that I thought that Dom would be able to cause their centre backs. I mean, Richarlison played well, didn't he, on Wednesday in that role up front? And James coming into the team gives us another attacking option. So you'd like to think that, if he can make good runs in behind, then he is, James is a player that should be able to find them with good passes and should give him a good supply line. Albeit he's not been completely fit, has he, recently, and has been, The
thing is, though, I suppose if you look at their two centre backs, Kabak and Henderson now, I know Kabak's got one game under his belt, but he looked less than impressive last week. And Henderson, well, he is in midfield. He's not a centre back, and that limits their midfield options there. I always think that's a really weird move by Klopp. It'll obviously pay dividends tonight, but I always feel it's a really weird move because it's like you've not got your best defence out, but you've not got your best midfield out either.
Yeah, instead of just saying we'll keep most of it intact, and just
worry about that. I always find that really, really strange.
I think their centre backs have to play a bit like holding midfielders, though, don't they? Because they are so high up the pitch all the time, and they get a lot of the ball, and a lot of what they do will be on the halfway line. So, what do I think? I'm gonna have to stick with 1-1, I think, mate, and hope that we can do something with the options we've got on the bench, with Dom and maybe Iwobi or someone like that, Josh King maybe to come on and do something. But I don't know. I look at that side and potential wing backs we're playing or whatever, and if it's wing backs, I'm worried that they're both going to become isolated. If it's a back four, then I think Coleman could easily get isolated in particular and targeted by Mane and Robertson, because who's going to sit in that space in front of him and help him,
Yeah, well, this is it. We've seen this every time Coleman's played lately, haven't we?
Yeah.
Target.
Yeah, and that is. I mean, he's done well when he's come on as a sub. He was awful against Fulham, I think, but when he's come on as a sub against Tottenham and when he came on as a sub against City, he was all right. He played a really important role in the goal on Wednesday, didn't he? But I don't know. Just and to be fair, in the game against them after lockdown, he did do a good job on Mane. Shut him down pretty well and contained him. But Robertson didn't play that day, so we didn't have that dual threat, if you want, on the left hand side. And in the early stages of the 2-2 game in October, that's where they got all their joy, wasn't it? Down the left, and he scored the goal that way. But I'll stick with 1-1, mate. I'm going to stick with it.
Yeah, I think in this one though, if we've got the three midfielders there is the license for one of those midfielders to help out the fullbacks. I'm sure that's what they're going to be there for. So you'd like to think that could provide a bit of extra cover because they're going to be looking at that, aren't they? Because that's exactly how they attack. You get down the fullbacks and lash the crosses in from there. So and also I'm getting optimistic now. There is genuine options off the bench there to change it.
Yeah, that is good. That is hope. That is a good thing, yeah.
Against Man City, we were saying, we need to stay in it as long as we can, and we kind of did to a degree, and then they stepped it up. But I think with this one, it's a different game because these are not a patch on Man City this season. Why did they say that? But it just feels like if we can, it's another one of those, isn't it, where you stay in the game as long as you can. I think that, we don't care how bad they've been at home, how good we've been away. They're still a very good side and better than us. So it is a case of just staying in the game, and then we have got the options to maybe up at that point.
Yeah, you can't go too down, can you? It's not going to be like Old Trafford where you can launch a comeback. If they get on top by that level, then it feels like it's going to be game over. But we've had some predictions come in. Probably stay on for another couple of minutes or so if you want to get your predictions in. And if you get it right, we'll give you a big shout out on the post match or the next What's the Score, because me and Les never get it right. So we need some people to get these score predictions right. First positive one, JJ, they're going to smash us 4-0. Chris Hanman, win 2-1 is right, mate. Well in. Neil has said, I predicted a lonely afternoon for Richarlison. He might need his binoculars to see another blue shirt. Just CJ EFC for life. Just another bad defensive performance incoming. A lot of people talking about Iwobi and how they wished he was involved as well. Steve Jones, Iwobi could keep the right side secure with Hammer central, gives us more balance on that side. Yeah, I wouldn't mind that. I think he's been important for us in the wins we've had against some of the better sides as well. But go on, mate, your prediction to finish off then before we wrap up.
I am going to stick with what I said on the weekly and go for a scruffy 1-0 win.
Still reckon we're going to do it?
Yeah, go ahead, might as well. Why not? Scruffy 1-0 win, either the first minute or the last goal will do.
Jordan Pickford to save a penalty.
What's that?
Pickford to save a penalty.
Oh, can you imagine? Yeah, brilliant. Yeah, I'm going to go for that. I said it in the week. So even though I'm panicking about this game, panicking way more than a grown fella should about a couple of sets of millionaires playing against each other.
Just, we're not there, so you can just turn it off and get on with your evening that way.
And you don't have that despondent trudge home after the game.
It's a nightmare getting back from Anfield into town as well. Horrendous. Yeah. So at least we'll have that.
We're looking on the bright side.
Yeah, everyone get a nice tea in just in case, and you can just move on. Don't have to think about Everton for 9 days, or come and watch our stuff still. But we're not playing for another 9 days after this, so you can just have a little break from them, worrying about the games. We'll talk about some other things that are nice, maybe.
Yeah, do you know what? I really am looking forward to a break. This midweek, Saturday's getting a bit relentless now, isn't it?
I can't remember the last time we kicked off and it was daylight.
It's mad, yeah. That's ridiculous.
Just feel like I'm knackered every time I'm watching us at the moment. These 7:30 kickoffs and 8:15 kickoffs and obviously tonight it'll be dark by the time we finish. I just want a nice 3:00 on a Saturday, or lunchtime on a Saturday, something like that, so we can crack on with the rest of the day.
Who's on post match then?
Mosey and Dave so far. I think a lot of people are. Mike D'Ascio knows not watching it. Rob, I think, has said he's putting a kettle on and listening to his records instead. So
Rob's going to be stealing himself up for doing some Snow Angels later, I'm telling you.
I hope so. That would be better than winning at Anfield, wouldn't it?
Yeah. What a night that'll be.
Go and watch the weekly if you don't know what we're talking about. You've got 45 minutes still, so
that's plenty of time.
Yeah. Stay away from all the hyperbolic coverage you'll be finding on other channels. Just just turn it on at 5:30 and turn it off at 7:30.
Yeah, it'll just wind it up more than you need to be. So, guys, we'll leave it there then, Matt. Whatever you're watching the game, take Matt's advice. Watch the weekly now, and then put the game on at 5:30. Mute it for the first minutes because you know what happens there. With Mosey and Dave, hopefully the men in hats for post match. So come back for that, and we'll see you next time on What's the Score.